Good morning everyone, it's Easter Sunday and this is the Renault 5 and today we're going to do a range test at 130 kilometers an hour. Charge the car here to 100% and we go to the highway, which is right here. It says 7 minutes, which is pretty good for a car with a small battery that it charges above 90%. Okay, I get 10 kilowatt or so, but still. The car has 18-inch winter tires still on, no summer tires even if we are here in April. It has a heat pump. WLTP range is 400 something kilometers, 410 I think. We're not gonna make this of course with 130, but we'll see how it is. It is a bit foggy and not too warm right now, but it's gonna get very warm today at 20 degrees, but in the afternoon we're long done till then, so we'll see. The car has a 52 kilowatt hour battery and front wheel drive, 155 horsepower, 150 horsepower. I am on my way. I'm still enthusiastic. I'm driving 134 because the speedometer is 4 kilometers an hour off. I just measured it with GPS on the phone. I charged to 100%, reset my trip. There is no time in the trip data, so I looked at the time was 7:39. My heat is right now still at 22.5 degrees. I didn't have the heat on while I was charging because I had this so many times in the Renault that when I was charging, I turned the car on and then charging stopped. I had it in the Scenic, I had it in the other Renault 5 that I had, and that's why I'm not gonna do that, because I want to charge and not charging to be interrupted. But I'm guessing the heat will get less. It's 6 degrees now, it will get nice and warm. There we go, 75%, so I used 25% of the battery, drove 44.5 kilometers. That's 178 kilometers of full range. And in this trip that I'm taking today, since I started somewhere else, there was no uphill in the beginning as usual. So this has no excuse. And what's my consumption? Where is it? There it is, 25 and 110. Where am I going? Why am I not having the thing on? What's with the self-steering? There it is. 25.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I started vlogging on my third channel, Behind the Battery. So everything that happens around the car, or if I get new info about something, really awesome. Subscribe and watch. So, how is it to drive 130 on the German Autobahn with this Renault 5? And I remember with my normal test and when I did my long distance trip, I thought 130, it's nice and quiet. Today it's not, which is weird. I know I have a lot of wind noise today. And I checked the windows already. So that hearing the infotainment system is weird. And I drove 350 kilometers with the other Renault 5 till it broke down. So it was fine. Huh. With the wind noise. I thought it was pretty quiet for a car that size. Yeah. So navigating back, I'm only going here, turning around and going back exactly where we came from. 156 kilometers or so, and it thinks I arrived with 11%. And I don't think I will do a little detour to make it longer. We'll see if it changes, but and usually on the way back I have higher consumption. Back to the car, steering assist is pretty good. Sometimes it needs a minute till it can see the lines again when you switch lanes. Still doesn't have it now. But that's pretty good. Distance is adjustable on, off and everything. It doesn't annoy me with, hey, touch the steering wheel. That's okay. It's a bit jumpy when it comes to the suspension. A good example here. But it's not extremely horrible. Range, I thought it would be a bit more. This goes way too quick for me. While I was just filming, when I turned around, it was at 50%, but at exactly 47%, I looked again, and it was 79.1 kilometers. Gives me a full range of 183. We went up a bit, and again, it still is at 11%, which I'm okay with arriving, but for my charging test, I would like to drive it down to 9 or 8%, which shouldn't be a problem, just drive 1-2 kilometers. And what's my consumption? 25.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. By the way, I turned down my heat. I'm at 25% and drove 136 kilometers around that. My consumption is 26.4. Like I said, it gets higher because of the bit elevation up. It still thinks I arrive with 11% though, which is nice. But I have only 29 kilometers of safety, and when I turned around it was 50. So it goes down quickly, but if it stays that way, I'm okay. Like I said, I'm gonna drive it down then to 8%, which shouldn't take too long. Do you want to charge for free? Of course you do. And how can you do that? With Andcharge. Andcharge is an app. You install it on your phone, and when you are at a charger, you rate the charger. You give Andcharge a few information about the charger, and for this you get kilometers and stars, and these you can exchange for charging credit. And in France and Germany, you can use the charging credit right in the app and use it to charge at a charger. Use the link in the description below to get 20 kilometers to start with. Arrived at 9:01, 165.6 kilometers, and average consumption 26.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And with 9%, duh. So the drive was really nice, traffic was amazing, stupid construction zone and the 120 zone, but that's since I don't know, a year, and now they're making a third lane there. That's why it's a construction zone for a few kilometers. I'm doing my charging test right now. I'm filming the screen on the supercharger, and I have a screen recording on the app, on the Tesla app, and I turned off that the phone turns off, so it's getting all of this. We'll see. The car says 30 minutes. From 10% I put a charge limit to 80%, so we'll see. I calculated the range. By the way, the speedometer was 1.5 kilometers off, and I calculated the range and get to 183 kilometers of full range. Today 6 to 10 degrees now, but winter tires 18-inch, and driving constant 130. I was expecting a bit more. I was expecting a bit over 200, because when I did my long distance trip with the other Renault 5, I could drive 210 or so. But I drove exactly 130 on the speedometer, so 4 kilometers an hour less. But still, that's not 183 to 210. Yeah, still, it was a great drive. And I wasn't driving in eco mode. I was driving in comfort mode, but the heat was doing less and less and less. So that's not it. It's just how it is. Maybe it's the tires. Some sporty winter tires there. But it was a great drive. If you want to compare range results, there's a link in the description below to a Google spreadsheet where all my range tests are in there, and long distance test as well. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.